up, Crypto Warriors? It's Ultra Crypto back at it again. Today is March 27, 2021, Saturday. Let's get into it. We are back above the $1 trillion mark, and Bitcoin has been recovering over the past 24 hours. Got a little green in the past 24 hours. So has Ethereum and Binance Coin. As you can see, we're sitting at almost 56K. Actually, before I started this video, it was 56.5. It was like on the way up to 57. So things change really quick within a few minutes. Everything else is pretty much in the green, or sorry, in the red, in the top 20 or so, except for we have Filecoin. It's been pumping over the past week and in the past 24 hours, and so has Doge and VeChain. All right, let's get into it. So remember that Bitcoin options I was talking about? It expired yesterday, and the effect it has had on Bitcoin's price is imperceptible. I had to look that word up. I've never used that word before. It means it's impossible to perceive, all right, or difficult to perceive. But in brief, almost $4 billion of Bitcoin options contracts expired yesterday. Following a dip earlier in the week, Bitcoin has since risen. The projected Bitcoin dump following the expiry of the options contract didn't happen. So that's the big story. It did not happen. All right. Bitcoin is global. Just a few options at the CME or the CBOE or whatever, wherever the hell, it takes place, isn't going to, I think, have such a big effect on the price of Bitcoin because it's global. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of today from the Daily Hodl and also from Crypto Potato. Everyone is picking it up. The story coming from Bloomberg analysts, giving a 400K price by the end of 2021 if everything goes according to plan. Bloomberg intelligence commodity strategist Mike McGlone says Bitcoin is set for a parabolic ascent that could exceed even the most bullish price targets this year. In a new tweet, McGlone says Bitcoin is on the verge of a major evolutionary shift that can catapult the leading crypto asset by nearly 630% from its current price of $54.8 before 2021 expires. And this is his tweet right here. Well on its way to becoming a global digital reserve asset, a maturation leap in 2021 may be transitioning Bitcoin toward a risk-off asset in our view. And then he gives a chart right here, and he's comparing it to the 2013 bull run, and then the 2017 bull run, and saying the one we're in currently is shaping up to be just like those past two bull runs. According to McGlone's chart, Bitcoin is poised to skyrocket to 400K before this year expires as it follows the footstep of 2013 and 2017 boom cycles. The massive bullish projection far exceeds the prediction of quant and analyst Plan B, that's the stock to flow guy, and that Bitcoin will hit 288,000 by the end of 2024, and Pantera Capital CEO Dan Morehead's expectation of 115,000 by August 2021. McGowan's big price target for Bitcoin comes as news that governments, and I stated this in a couple of my videos this past week, that governments are considering purchasing Bitcoin, sent shockwaves throughout the cryptoverse. Robert Gutman, chief executive of crypto-focused investment firm NYDIG, New York Digital Investment Group, reveals that funds owned by the government are open to the idea of buying the leading crypto asset. All right, and this is what macroeconomics guru Raoul Pal adds, that Temasek, I told you about this a couple of videos ago, Holdings, an investment firm owned by the Singapore government, I'm reading too fast, I'm super excited, which manages a net portfolio worth $306 billion, is already buying the number one crypto asset, and they've been buying it since 2018. They've been buying Bitcoin since 2018 and continue to buy Bitcoin since 2018. They didn't just buy it at one time. They continually stack their sats, or in this case, stack their Bitcoin, and this news is just now hitting the wire. All right. So again, Bitcoin is poised to hit that 400K mark, and these are the reasons why. Next, again, coming in, same story, talking about that 400K by the end of 2021. Here goes the same chart, but this is the one I wanted to point out to you guys. This is coming from Crypto Lark Davis. All right, this is what happened after a gold ETF was introduced in 2003. I expect the same will happen when the USA introduces a Bitcoin ETF. And look at that insane growth. We're gonna load up this chart right here, and we'll see the percentage growth once I have everything loaded up. Come on, baby, let's go. And you'll see the percentage increase when, and here it is, a 473% increase after the gold ETF was introduced back in 2003. And it took a couple of years, yes, all right, but we are seeing that a big increase in the price of gold is what took place, is what happened after the ETF was introduced to here in the United States. And this is what Lark he's saying, that the same thing could happen to Bitcoin, or he's expecting the same thing to happen to Bitcoin after an ETF is introduced. An ETF, although I think that an ETF, the Bitcoin space isn't in need of an ETF, right? When you're talking about the traditional stock market, you're talking about people being afraid to handling private keys and joining Coinbase. Like this is a pain point for some people, which I still don't understand and I can't grasp. I mean, if you're watching this video, you're probably in the crypto space and you understand it already, but it's still a pain point for some people, just trying to have them to sign up for something as simple as Coinbase, or which I hate, but it's the easiest one to use, right? The easiest app to use. Something as simple as Gemini, even Cash App, which is even easier. Some people are saying that they don't want to buy Bitcoin using Cash App because it seems scammy. So again, we have to take what we can when it comes to introducing people to the Bitcoin space. Once an ETF is introduced, they'll be able to get exposure to Bitcoin via that ETF. And what's going to happen? Every time someone buys, or they have to buy the underlying asset and keep it in their treasures or in their treasury if they are going to be offering an ETF. So that's the big news, and that's what everyone is expecting. And speaking of ETF, a Fidelity Bitcoin ETF would be everyone's gains, but Grayscale's pain, because as we know, Grayscale offers their Bitcoin trust and their other cryptocurrency trusts. And Fidelity just filed for an ETF. Fidelity manages $7 trillion annually. They have under management $7 trillion. Okay, somebody as big as Fidelity, when they file for an ETF, these things tend to happen. Like they get approved. There is no go back and do it again. So again, Fidelity filing for an ETF, great news. It might get pushed through, and we will see what happens, what takes place. Grayscale themselves are filing for an ETF, but I think Fidelity will be the ones to get theirs through, or Goldman Sachs, because Goldman Sachs already filed for an ETF as well. All right, I'm not going to go through the story, but as you know, that Grayscale, they offer Bitcoin trust through their GBTC, right? And if an ETF comes, it's going to pull the wind out of their sail, so to speak. But it'll be gains for everybody else. Next, at what Bitcoin price will Satoshi Nakamoto becomes the world's richest person? Well, they're saying at $182,000, which is supposed to take place sometime this year, right? That Satoshi will themselves become the world's richest person or people, because we still haven't any idea who Satoshi is or who they are, But right now, Jeff Bezos, he's sitting at $181.6 billion, right? And Elon Musk is sitting at $163.7 billion. At number 2, Satoshi would jump to number 1 with $182,000 Bitcoin, which would increase the wealth of Satoshi to $182 billion. And these prices, or these the net worth of these individuals fluctuate a lot, and it depends a lot on their stock prices. And so will Bitcoin. It will depend. So will Satoshi's wallets. It will depend on the price of Bitcoin at any given time. But yeah, right now as it sits, $182,000 per Bitcoin is what it will take for Satoshi to become the world's wealthiest person. All right. So they went through and said that yes, Satoshi probably has about 1 million Bitcoins sitting out there in different wallets, and that he basically mined 1 million Bitcoin back in the day. And went on to state that 3 candidates are what they're suggesting, or what experts, throwing up air quotes here, suggesting that it's either Hal Finney, Adam Back, or Paul Leroux that are the potential candidates for the Satoshi moniker. All right, so yeah, $182,000. Will we get there? I think so. Can you imagine if it gets to $400,000? That means Satoshi will have a net worth of $400 billion. Insane. And last but not least, the juicy stuff, the really, really juicy stuff, talking about NFTs. All right, someone I follow on Twitter, Crypto Kicks, and give me a follow at Sergeant Crypto 99, right? Basically retweeted someone on this person here. World's first porn NFT. I sold my anal virginity. There's no other way to say it. I'm sorry. But I sold my anal virginity. And she made it an NFT. Again, come follow me on Twitter. I'll always have it linked, and you'll see that retweeted it, liked the tweet or whatever. But is this the end of NFTs? Have we reached the proverbial top, so to speak, in the NFT space? Because we now have porn stars that are really getting into the game and trying to make as much money as possible. And she even understands the whole concept of once the NFT is sold to someone else, that she'll continue to get a residual income of the sale of that NFT, forever. So this is something that she understands, and she's the first person or first porn star to have a porn NFT, so to speak. So yeah, let's discuss it in the comment section below. Do you think that this is the pin that will pop the NFT bubble, or will it just continue to grow? And let's talk about Satoshi's wallets, the million Bitcoin. Do you believe that Satoshi has 1 million Bitcoin? And who is Satoshi? Let's talk about it in the comment section. Leave your suggestions, or who you have as an idea as Satoshi, in the comment section below. And Bitcoin ETF and Bitcoin price going up to 400K. It's Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.